Hey, it's Saturday.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
Hey, I'm your happy host, John Taman. And, I got to tell you, even on the regular show, I think this is what we're going to have to do. Is once I do the opening and get myself all excited and say all these nifty things with my nifty voice and say all this stuff and say, I'm your happy host, I'm going to turn things over to Jesse, because once I do this, then I'm really kind of fucking lost and I just meander all over the damn place. But you keep us going on this show, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah. You do a lot of meandering.
I do. I get
sure.
off in the weeds and have myself some fun.
You're a pro at meandering.
That's I'm a professional meanderer. That's all right. So today is Saturday. We're going to do our NFL picks for the week, and let me pull up our theme music for Mr. Scott, because we have obviously we have Scott with the big embossed book for the results of last week.
Yeah, good evening, gents, or good morning where you are, or good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. So, yes, looking at last week's results, Jesse, you predicted correctly 12 of 15. John, you were 11 of 15. And I was a measly 9 of 15. Terrible.
We got you
from me. I think it was because I went against a few that you put down. You put down Carolina, which was a really good call against the Lions. And looking at the bets from last week, gents, Jesse, you put down a total of $1,400, and your returns were $1,795, giving you a $395 profit. John, you put down $1,450. And came back with a massive 2,835, giving you a 1,385 profit. I put down 1,100 and came down with 1,032, so lost $68. Oh no! So that's the first time since we've been doing it that one of us has lost money. So yeah, not a great game there. I think it was the Houston game, John, that got you. You called a Houston win, and that was really good. And
I called that win too, didn't I? I believe I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. But I think that's what's
I actually
that's
had the
what's
balls
done
to put
now.
something on it, I believe.
200 on that one. So well done, gents. Another good week.
I don't think I'm picking them this week.
So if you want to listen for betting, listen to John. If you want to listen to predictions, listen to Jesse. Don't listen to me.
And let me give you our disclaimer. If you listen to any of us to make bets and lose money, you're a dope. I mean, seriously. we're just three clowns getting together on YouTube for the afternoon while getting ready to watch some college football. As a matter of fact, the first game's getting ready to start. But, so yeah, man. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, no, we got the first game on the docket. And before we get to that, let's talk about this Thursday night game that we had. We never put bets down on Thursday night, but Dak Prescott, guys. We talked about this a little bit last night on our Commanders podcast. What's going on with him? It seems like the Cowboys, they're doing what the Cowboys do. They seem like they rule the regular season. Then when it comes down to the crunch time, they seem to be faltering. They played a Titans team that pretty much set their entire starting lineup and still had a hard time getting their shit together. What do we make of this?
Well, I'll tell you what, since we have the opportunity, I'm going to spring this on you, and let's call him up.
Hello. Oh, Jerry Jones joins the Bleeding Burgundy podcast in our NFL weekly betting picks show. Jerry, what the fuck's going on with the Cowboys?
I tell you something right now, boys. It's our usual Christmas swoon. I didn't sell nearly as many Dak jerseys as I wanted to this year. So, everybody's been kind of gloomy around here. And that kind of just transfers on down to the field. It's something that happens to us every year. I mean, good Lord, give me any time between April and say, Thanksgiving or so. I can get those yokels buying just about anything. They'll pick you. Oh, man, we're going to win everything. We're going to do this, going to do that. We get here in December and, Dak Prescott shows up and plays like this. And, there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Frankly, I'm getting ready to take my big giant yacht and go sailing with a bunch of honeys. We're heading for someplace warm.
You guys are gearing towards the playoffs, and you got to match up with either the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Carolina Panthers, in my eyes. Do you think you have a chance in hell in winning that game?
Well, I'll tell you something. Those Carolina Panthers, they do look pretty scary. They got claws and everything like that. They can run. And if anybody down there in North Carolina or South Carolina wants to go ahead to cowboyshop.com and punch in the code running game, you'll go ahead and get yourself 10% off of what the hell was that boy's name? It was my backup quarterback earlier in the season. Oh, God dang it. He did so well for us. I might as well call back down and get him to get him put back in. But I'll sell y'all a jersey. Now, the Buccaneers, listen, I do believe that we're going to go ahead and take care of business against the Buccaneers because they just look like wet trash. And honestly, I'd be looking forward to playing against them because, me and Tom, we can reminisce back on the old days. He's close to my age. We can sit down right there and talk about things that happened in the Great Depression and things like that. I'm just kidding. If you want to go to cowboyshop.com and punch in the code, I'm old as dirt, you will get yourself 25% off of a Cowboys Tom Brady jersey that I'm not giving away any secrets, but guess who's coming to town next year?
Well, that game on Thursday night, you guys struggled against basically all backups. And are you guys in trouble?
No, I'm telling you, we're just filled with the holiday spirit. We felt like being in a given mood, and we decided to let those boys get themselves a thrill. It was kind of like this. Who's this fella that I hear over there laughing? I don't know who that is. That doesn't sound like that Herod giant you got on there most of the dang time. Who the hell is that?
Scott Hartley. He is our UK correspondent.
UK. What's it? He's from Kentucky? Well, goddamn, I'll keep it slow then.
I'm not from Kentucky there, Jerry, but Jesus
what
do you think of
your pickup? I should say not. Listen to me. You get down into Kentucky with an accent like that, they just might treat you like a lady.
Oh, maybe. What do you think of your pickup of T.Y. Hilton then? He seems to be doing quite well.
I do like picking up T.Y. Hilton because, frankly, it's easy to remember his name. You get some of these other names, these Bocephus and whatnot out there. I don't know who they are. It's hard to remember who they are. But TY is just two simple letters, and when you get up to be my age, that makes things very simple. Now, I don't know that we'll be keeping him. However, if you go on to cowboyshop.com right now and you put in the code TY, I will give you 35% off TY Hilton jerseys that I haven't even printed yet.
We appreciate your time, Jerry.
All right, you have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
All right, moving on to the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First game on the docket. And guys, this surprises the hell out of me that Tampa Bay's are favored by 4 points. I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be favored by 4 points going against the Houston Texans, to be all honest with you. No. This should be closer to a pick 'em, in my opinion. Guys, I got the Panthers plus the 4, and actually I got the Panthers to win this game.
I'll tell you what, I would think that the spread should be more like plus or -1 for the Panthers. They should be favored in this game.
Yeah.
They're running the ball like nobody's business. The Buccaneers can't stop anybody.
Nope.
Their run game is damaged as it is. I saw Leonard Fournette was on Twitter the other day bitching at everybody because they're getting on him about things, and he's told everybody he's been playing with a quad injury. So, look, I see more of the same for the Panthers. They're going to run all over the Buccaneers. I'm taking them to win, and I'm putting $250 down and taking those 4 points.
Yeah, I'm putting 200 down with Carolina plus the points.
Yeah, I think I will take Carolina too, but I won't put any money on it. I just think they will win this game. I think they'll beat the Bucs. Bucs can't stop anything. They can't stop the run at all. Defense seems to have regressed quite significantly. Tom Brady's been throwing a few interceptions here and there as well. He looks like he should have hung it up before the season started.
He isn't playing well either. Godwin seems to be the only guy out there that's really getting anything done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, to me, guys, and we spoke on this before. I mean, I don't think this is a Tom Brady problem. I think this is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers problem, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They were a really, really good defense the past couple of years, and they just fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
John, you're right. They can't stop anybody. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. And Tom Brady, for everything that he's done in the NFL, I don't put this on him, solely on him. He's got receivers that are dropping passes, that are running bad routes. So yeah, I don't necessarily think this is. He's
Tristan Wirfs got
sure,
hurt, and that's a big loss. Tristan Wirfs is out, and he's been out for like the last month, just about 3 weeks, I believe.
Jesse, do you have the over-under on this one at all?
Sure, it's 40.5. And that seems about right because
the Bucs don't score.
40.5. Like I said, this seems right. But I tell you guys, I think the Panthers are going to control the clock. They're going to run the ball. They're going to score probably about 24 points, and the Bucs are going to score maybe 13, 14 points. So I think this over under is about right.
Yeah, I think Carolina last week. I like Dan Campbell's very first words when he met the coaches in the middle after the game. Said, "Yeah, that was an ass kicking," which is absolutely right. They ran it down their throat. 307 yards running for the entire game was just unbelievable. Two real big two-headed monster in Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman. Yeah, just great.
Dude's
and they can run that ball.
I was going to say, Jesse, you're like, they're going to control the clock. I'm like, but they're rushing off 50-yard touchdowns. They're going to match up with the passing game.
Yeah, you might be right with that.
I'm going to put $50 on the under, actually. I'm just going to.
Okay.
Just to have some interest.
Yeah. Look, the Bucs are injured, man. I mean, Antoine Winfield Jr., he's questionable with the ankle. So is Julio Jones. Carlton Davis is out or doubtful with the shoulder. When you're doubtful, that means you're out.
Julio Jones isn't hurt. It's that they think that it'll be close to his nap time. That's all.
Mike, free safety Mike Edwards is questionable with the hamstring. Vita Vea, the nose tackle, is questionable with the calf. Carl Nassib, their linebacker.
I'm sorry. It means Vita Vea is going to eat a calf for his pregame meal and have
pretty much. Donovan Smith, their tackle, is questionable with the foot injury. Yeah, man, I don't see the Buccaneers winning this game.
Me neither. Oh, you know what? I forgot. So there we go.
You always forget. You spend all this time making these images. All right, moving along. Hey, John, we're going to switch games, and we're going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. You might want to put up the.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. There we go. Oh, Scott's getting pecked in the face.
Another divisional matchup. The Ravens, they're hard to figure out right now, especially with Lamar being. I think he's still questionable. Has he been? No, he's been ruled out. Sorry, he has been ruled out. Huntley is under center again, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, man,
They're rookie quarterback is what they are, and it's not that I'm blaming him. It's just that's the way a rookie quarterback team kind of goes. They're growing into whatever they're going to be. They win games sometimes, they lose games sometimes, and you can't figure out which one it is. That's why I'm taking the Ravens in this game.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm taking the Ravens, and the Ravens are favored by 2 points. They're playing in Baltimore. The line is about right. The injury report for the Steelers is relatively small. Miles Jack, their inside linebacker, is questionable with the groin, and Trey Norwood is their free safety is out with hamstring injury. Yeah, man, I think the Ravens are a little bit more beat up. Marcus Peters is questionable. Or no, I'm sorry, Marcus Peters has been ruled out with the calf. Calais Campbell is questionable with the knee, and Nick have a boil on my balls is questionable with a illness.
If he's got a boil on his balls, I would hope so.
Right. I'm taking the Ravens on this one. This is going to be quite close again. I don't like backing against. I don't like backing against Mike Tomlin. I think this will be the first time that his team will be under 500 for the end of the season record,
and that's impressive.
Who's their final game? Does anybody know who play next? J.K. Dobbins is. You're saying the Ravens are hurt, but J.K. Dobbins is coming back, and that's the main reason I'm giving them the edge on this.
So the Steelers have got the Browns next game at home.
See, this is a rival too, but not like that one. Steelers and Browns.
What's their current record? They are
the Browns. You might as well chalk them up for a loss tomorrow.
So Steelers are 7-8, so they've got to win this to try and get back to 500, and then hope against the Browns really to get back to there. I don't think they'll win this game. 10-5 is a good record for Baltimore. It's going to be a tough game. This is going to be a squeaker, John, I think. But,
Let me get on down there. You got to watch.
There it is.
Yay!
No money on this one. There's no money on this one. Too close to call.
Yeah.
Too close.
Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints traveling to Philly to take on the Eagles. Philly is favored by 6 points with no Jalen Hurts. Listen, man.
I forgot to make a graphic for this one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're fucking fired.
I'm fired. That's it.
Gardner Minshew has performed very well in his time as a quarterback. This goes back to Jacksonville. And I think he's a perfect backup to Jalen Hurts. Listen, the Saints have a defense. The problem is their defense is banged up. You have Pete Warner questionable with the hamstring. He hasn't played in a couple of weeks. Marcus May is out with a shoulder injury. Marshawn Lattimore is questionable with the abdomen. Justin Evans is questionable with the shoulder. And Chase Hansen is linebacker questionable with the knee. Chris Olave, the star rookie receiver, is questionable with the hamstring injury. I don't give the Saints a chance in hell. The Eagles are going to wrap up their number one seed this week. They won't have really much to play for next week going up against the Giants. But I don't think that's going to matter because the Eagles are that good. They're that deep. I'm taking the Eagles, lay the points, and I'll put 100 on it.
Eagles lay points 100.
Avonte Maddox is out for the Eagles, and so is Lane Johnson, as well as Jalen Hurts.
Is it in New Orleans, this, or is it in
this game is in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
What's the line on that? I know why I didn't make a graphic because I skipped right over
6.
it. Yeah, I'll take the Eagles and give 6. Absolutely. And Hurts is definitely out.
He's listed as doubtful, so yeah.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think that freaking Gardner Minshew is going to walk right out there and freaking punch Andy Dalton in the dick.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles. Again, I don't want to put any money on this one. I do think Gardner Minshew. Yeah, and I think Gardner Minshew he's a good backup quarterback. He will get the job done. They've got some serious weapons on the outside in Brown and Goddart's a good tight end. He's always in the red zone, good red zone threat. So, yeah, I think the Eagles will win this quite comfortably. That's then sets them up for that number one seed. And yeah, that's that really for that one.
There you go. Hot diggity.
All right, moving on to the Arizona Cardinals and the Atlanta Falcons, the game of the week. Rough game right here, fellas. The Falcons, and this is kind of surprising. The Falcons are favored. They're favored by 5.5 points in this game. I don't know why. Over under is 41.5.
They've got Trace McSorley, haven't they, at QB? So maybe it's
Arizona. I like Trace McSorley. I mean, he's not a world beater, but
they were horrible in the last game when he played in the center, though. They were horrible.
He has not been a good pro quarterback, but I mean, I loved him at Penn State, but he's just not been a good pro quarterback. He's a third string quarterback, and that's about what you can ever expect out of him. Is third string quarterback play. He'll make a play every once in a while and you'll go, all right, here we go. But then at the end of the game, he's made way too many mistakes.
Sure.
This game's a mess.
The Falcons have been running with Desmond Ritter.
Again, awful. Listen, but I think this line is really funky, Jesse.
That's what I'm
think,
saying. I don't like this line.
3 points, I'd say, yep, that's fair. Five's too high.
Atlanta's at home. I'm staying away from this game. I'm going to pick Atlanta to win, but as far as the line goes, I would lean towards the under in this game.
What is it?
41.5.
Yeah.
Now we do know that the Atlanta Falcons can run the ball, but JJ Watt.
They can run the ball well. Algiers is good. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons. I'm going to lay those points, and I'm going to put $50 down on it. And I'm also going to put $50 down on the under. Because it's not about whether the Falcons are any good. It's about how bad the freaking Cardinals are.
Sure.
And JJ Watt, yeah, great. Yeah, woohoo, yeah. We'll see you in Hall of Fame. We'll see you in Canton. But
this
week, not based on what's going to happen this week, and it's not going to be his fault.
I'm going to put 100 on the under here. I just think two horrible quarterbacks. Is it Patterson? Is the Atlanta running back?
It's Algiers.
Cordell
Patterson comes in. But Algiers is killing.
Is he out? Cordell Patterson?
No, he's not on the injury report.
He's not on the injury report. Okay.
Yeah, that Algier kid. I'll tell you what, man. He runs like a friggin' bowling ball. I like him.
I think Cliff Kingsbury gets fired as well.
Yes,
his seat is so hot. I saw a post game interview, and he just looks so worried when he was talking to the GM.
Yeah. No, and deservingly so. That team is talented. As we see here, it doesn't matter if you have a bad quarterback. If you have a talented team, you figure out how to win some games. And if you don't, I just don't believe in.
But he has. He has. The wheels fell off of him this year, but they had been winning games.
I mean, they didn't have a great year last year either. So, that's it is what it is.
College coaches busting the NFL at a huge fucking rate. And I don't know why everybody would. The Cardinals sold the farm for that dude. They sold everything they could to get Kyler Murray. And for a while, it's looked pretty good. But yeah, it's all melting down. Sure.
All right, moving on. The Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Houston Texans. And this line, again, I don't understand it.
3.
It's Jacksonville's only favored by 3 points. They've been playing outstanding the past few weeks. You got Trevor Lawrence is questionable with a toe injury, but more than likely he's going to play. Trayvon Walker is questionable with the ankle. Andrew Wingard is questionable with a shoulder. Brandon Sheriff, surprise, is questionable with an abdomen.
He's been quite healthy, though, to be fair.
He's got a tummy ache.
Really healthy this year.
He's played every game, as far as I know.
Yeah, played every game.
He's going to take a Rolaids. He'll be out there. He'll be all right.
And, the Texans are pretty much healthy. They got a couple players out that don't really, some backups.
Yep.
But I'm taking Jacksonville. I'm laying the points, and I'm putting $300 down on this game.
That's exactly what I just wrote down, Jesse. So yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. This is the one that doesn't pass the smell test. All right, this is the one that they know something. All right, because when I look at that line, I think that's more of a deference to how Houston's been keeping it tight and playing against good, tough teams. But at the same time, the Jaguars, they're one of the best teams in the league over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They really are. So
they're scoring some points too, man.
Yeah, they really are. I saw a stat the other day that I can't remember what it was, so I'll just make it up. Trevor Lawrence has been the best quarterback on planet Earth since Thanksgiving. Anyway, I'm going to do the same thing. I can't stay away from it. I'm going to put only $100 down, though. I'm going to hedge on it. I'm going to shiv back on it a little bit because the Texans, man, not only are they a little bit better than I think they're getting credit for, but they've been good to me this year. They've been good to me this year. I'm going to take Jacksonville, lay the, what is it, 1, 2?
3.
That's
3. Well, there you go. I got enough fingers to figure that out. So, yeah, I'm taking that. I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville, lay the points, but I'm going to nod towards Houston because I know you've been good to me, but sorry, darling.
Right on. All right, moving along. Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions playing at Ford Field, and at Detroit. Listen,
we need them to lose.
As Commanders fans, we need Detroit to lose this game in a big way. They're favored by 6. Over under is 52.5. That seems a little high, but if you kind of think about it, the Detroit Lions are a scoring machine. If the Bears can somehow control St. Brown and the running back Swift and Williams, they got a chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Detroit, we saw last week, they went down the toilet last week.
They stumbled, and not only that, but they opened up their defensive line got opened up like a fucking can of tuna. All right, just wide open. So Justin Fields has the potential to have a field day. This is indoors, isn't it?
This is indoors.
You said?
Yep.
Good for the Lions there. Too bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Bears have a chance. They do. If they can control the ball and just run it and keep it out of Jared Goff's hands, they have a chance to win. I don't see it happening, but I'm going to stay away from this game. But I think the Lions are going to wind up the victors here.
Did you just tell me what's the line on this game?
6.
6.
6. I'm not touching that game. I'll keep the Bears to keep it close, and coin flip at the end as to who wins it. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Is it'll be the last possession, because even though the Lions have been scoring points last week, you saw they have the ability to be the Lions. Just inexplicably, what the fuck was that?
We just hope the Bears have taken a page out of the Carolina Panthers playbook and apply it this weekend.
Right. So you know what? I'll tell you what. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to play it a little bit bold, and I'm going to fuck Scotty's whole book up, and I'm going to put $83.19 down on. No, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put $100 down on the Bears, and I'm going to take those points 6 because I think that the Lions will give us one of those. Sure. I put it too low. God damn it, I don't know what that's doing today.
What the hell is that?
All right, fuck that. I'm playing it again.
What the fuck was that? What the hell was that? What the hell is that?
That's right. That's what I want out of the Lions.
I'm going to take. I'm going to be bold here as well. I'm going to take the Bears. I don't know that 6 is too high.
This is a heart play right here.
It is a heart play, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I just
Scott Hartley.
They're going to shit. They're going to shit themselves. The Lions. They're so close. They're on the edge. I think they're going to shit themselves.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Just I'm not putting any. I tell you what. I'll put 100 on the under. 52.5 is too high for me there.
All right, moving along. Miami Dolphins are a road dog to the New England Patriots. Listen, Tua's not playing. The NFL has been investigating what's going on in Miami with the concussions, and it could be time for Tua to pack it up. He has, if there is a strong wind and a leaf hits to his head, he could get concussed.
Look, I don't want to point any fingers, but they're using some of this traditional Cuban medicine, and somebody's just been he's a glorified witch doctor, and he's been hitting Tua in the head with a hammer for therapy, and that's probably the problem right there.
Yeah.
Now, but you know what? Bridgewater, he's got a knee. He's got a knee problem. He's going to play, but he's got a knee problem. And who is their third string? Skyler something?
Skyler, who knows?
Yeah, I've no idea.
Who knows? But
we've seen him though.
On the flip side, the New England Patriots, they are extremely beat up right now. Stevenson, their fantastic running back, is questionable with the ankle. Hunter Henry is questionable with the knee. Devontae Parker is out with a concussion. Jonathan Jones, questionable. Marcus Jones out with a concussion. Jonnu Smith, their tight end, is out with with a concussion. Jalen Mills is questionable with a groin. Jack Jones out with a knee. This 2.5 line seems about right. And you never know what you're going to get with Mac Jones.
I do.
You guys know,
you're going to get a dirty fucking player no matter what happens on the field.
That was
he's
awful.
A dirty fucking player. That's like.
Did I miss something? Did I miss something?
Oh, yeah, he's chasing down.
Chop blocked him. Yeah.
Well, but he threw an interception, right? And the guy's going to go run score. And instead of trying to make a tackle, he turns backwards and chop blocks this fucking guy that's trailing the play. it's dirty as hell, and that's like
it was awful.
There's a YouTube video out there of all his dirty plays. That dude, he will try to trap ankles when he slides. He kicked some guy square in the balls when he was sliding. He slid. And
I've seen that
right
one,
up
yeah,
and
yeah,
spiked him right in the nuts. That dude's a dirty player, man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully he gets his ass whipped.
Listen,
I don't like the Patriots at all. They're up there with the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants, and that's mainly because they win too many fucking.
Because they win.
But the fact of the matter is, Patriots are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a squeaker. I'm not putting nothing down on it, but I will pick the Patriots to win because the Dolphins have been going downhill lately, and
it's because they're on a hill. They're fish. Well, they're mammals, but put them on a hill.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. It's in New England.
John?
Well, I'll tell you something. As Bill Belichick would say, I don't really care whether Mac Jones is a dirty player, whether he breaks somebody's knees or makes sure he can't ever have any children. It's not really my problem. Hell, I've had a murderer on the goddamn team. You think I give a shit about somebody kicking somebody in the balls? Go out there and win. But not this weekend. I think the Dolphins have us this weekend. That's right. I think the weather's going to be in the 50s. Bridgewater, if he plays, he can play well. And I just think Mac Jones is a punk ass. And when he got shoved down by Chandler Jones like a fucking little bitch, his season ended. And I think that they are packed in. I think that God damn it. Who the hell put a frickin' U-Haul behind my office? Who the hell is that? Right. They're done. Right. They're ready to go. And I think the Dolphins win this game.
Yeah, I'm backing the Dolphins as well. I just think that you can't leave people like Tyreek Hill, Waddle. Bridgewater's going to do enough to get something there. We know what the cheater's like. He can go from 50, 60, 70 yards plus and run it in. And I think that Miami's just got enough to beat the. They've
got good running backs too. Mostert is a good, slippery son of a bitch, man. Well, excuse me. I mean, no offense to his mom or anything.
What's the over/under on this one, Jesse? If you know it,
41.
Ooh, tight.
That's about. I'd probably let me go $50 on the under.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Mac Jones out there. He's not going to throw many touchdown passes. We're not scoring too much this weekend.
All right, the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, I know.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Chiefs are 13.5 point favorites.
Huge.
Over under is 45. I am going to take the Chiefs, obviously, to win. And I'm going to take the Chiefs plus the 13.5 points, and I'm going to put $50 on it.
50.
50
stones. Come on, man. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go 100. I don't like the big spreads.
That's why I'm only putting 50 down. I don't like the big spreads.
Dude, the Broncos. Well, I tell you this. Forget that. Don't put that down in the Big and Boss book. I might tell you later on in the week. Well, that would be today.
Like tomorrow,
like this afternoon
at 12:57.
You know what? There's always the chance that a bad team like the Broncos steps up for their freaking interim coach on his first game. We've seen it happen time and again. Look, I tell you what, Steve Wilkes, as far as I'm concerned, in Carolina, he's earned that.
Oh, he has.
If I'm the Panthers, I don't call anybody. You're our guy. But sometimes they do. I mean, we've seen the Commanders do it. Remember when we had Jeff George? All right, and he got dragged around on the field in Dallas. That was Terry Robisky after we fired Norv. But the week before that with Robisky, I think we won. We won like some kind of game out of nowhere. We shouldn't have won. And then Jeff George got dragged around on the floor in Dallas, and that was the end of that. So I don't think I'm going to take this spread. I'm not going to put any money down on it. What's the over-under? 51.5, you said?
No, 45.
Oh shit.
God.
I'm not touching that. The Chiefs could score 45 in this game, but then, like I said, you never know. I don't think the Broncos have any gas, but they might get up that one time for the coach.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Usually when an interim coach comes in, it's like that one game. And so I'm picking the Chiefs to win, but I'm not putting no money on it.
Right. All I'm saying is they might get up enough to not get beat by 15 points. So they might only get beat by 12.
So I'm going to take the Chiefs and I'm going to put 100 on the over. I think the Chiefs are going to win this quite handily. No problem at all. It's Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. Kelsey might get 3 TDs. It's just, they're going to do that. He might do. You never know. They've been very, very good. Obviously, they're still looking for number 1 seeding as well, aren't they? So it's got this game matters. It matters a lot to them. I mean, the Bills. Who are the number 1 seed? Is it still the Bills or is it the Chiefs at the moment?
I don't know. Let me go look.
I'll have to look at it too.
Shit. Smacking my shit around.
All right.
Well, I am using the magic of the internet to find this out. I used to be able to rattle that shit off with just.
It's the Bills, I think.
I don't have brain capacity anymore. I'm thinking about too many other shit.
Bills, Bills are number 1 seed at 12-3.
But that very well could change come Monday night.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that game in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It could indeed.
All right. So this is a pretty big game when it comes to the Commanders. The Colts and the Giants. The Colts are road dogs, 6 points. Over under is 39. That seems about right. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm taking the Colts plus the points
to keep it close. To win.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Colts can win this game. They can score points at times. I still don't believe in the Giants. I still think that we should have beat them both handily twice, and we didn't. But I think the Giants come crashing down to earth after being all high and mighty about beating us, twice or tying us and beating us. I am going to take the Colts actually to win this game.
To win.
Whammo.
All right. This is in New York, outdoors, in the swirling wind, even though I don't think it's going to be very, very cold.
It's going to be very mild. It's springtime weather in the eastern part of the U.S.
All right, I'll tell you what. I will. I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants and lay the points. Yeah, I don't. The Colts, they're floundering. I might change my mind in a minute. No, I might change my mind in a minute. I haven't made up my mind on that. Jesse makes a good point.
He does make a good point, but
he usually keeps it under that hat. But
he does. For me, I'm backing New York Giants here. I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to put $100 on it. Nick Foles was absolutely awful the other day. I think they're playing the Chargers. I think they were. It was pick. They were terrible. They were really, really bad. No offensive line, shocking. Quentin Nelson, what happened to you? He's just, and they've got no weapons at all on the outside. So no Jonathan Taylor, I think, as well. So that's a big. Who's
playing quarterback for them?
Nick Foles.
Oh, that's right. That's why I say who. He's going to be close to Philadelphia. He might feel that magic tug.
They got Ryan was benched, was in street clothes, was a healthy scratch. Nick Foles started, and I can't remember who the guy we played against. I can't remember who he is. He was second. He was the backup.
Right. I don't remember what his name was. He was
it was horrible the other night watching them play. So, Giants for me.
I think I'm going to go with Scotty's opinion here because I can't make up my own mind. So I'm going to believe in Scotty because Scotty has that nice accent. It makes him sound a lot more educated than you, Jesse. So
I wouldn't go. Not at all. Look at my results over the last few weeks. You don't want to back me, John.
The fact that you say the results is enough for me. So no, I tend to agree. I had this down beginning of that, and I said that also that I'm going to put the Giants down and give the 6, but I'm not putting any money down on this.
Giants ran it close as well against.
Because they're a shit team. They really are. They're a piece of shit team, and I can't stand them. Never will like them. There's nothing that they can do to change my mind, and they know why. Fuck you, Phil Simms.
The New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's at home. This line I do not understand whatsoever. The Jets are only favored by 1 point.
Because Seattle's at home.
This seems like a spot. Yeah, even that Seattle's at home. I think it seems like a spot that should be about 3.5 to me. Seattle's beat up, man. Kenneth Walker's questionable ankle. Tyler Lockett He's got a hand injury. He's questionable. Marquise Goodwin is doubtful with the shoulder. Old Travis Homer, questionable with the knee. Ryan Neal, questionable with the knee. I got the Jets winning at least by 3 points, at the very least. I'm putting 300 on this game right here. Jets win. I got no faith in Seattle Seahawks. They have crashed and burned. They had their little foray with winning games that they shouldn't have won. And it's all come tumbling down. And I love the Jets defense. They are probably the best defensive in the league. Seattle's not going to be able to run on the Jets, and they're not going to be able to pass on the Jets whatsoever. They have the two best cornerbacks in the NFL right now. So,
and the magic of Mike White's back as well.
Yeah,
the magic of Mike White. That's right. I wish I had my sound effects ready. Listen, the magic of Mike White. Anyway,
exactly.
I'll tell you what, I agree. I'm taking the Jets, and I think that the thing that pushes me over the top is that Robert Saleh is not a stranger to playing in that atmosphere.
Not at all.
Or coaching in that atmosphere.
Yeah, coming from San Francisco, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, he's had plenty of experience there, and I think that you're right that the Seahawks have blown their wad. They've shot their wad. They're done. I don't think that they have really much. They don't have the ass left, right? They might be a fighter they were punching it out earlier, but now they're just kind of leaning on you. And the Jets have enough to knock them out, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets. What is it? 1 point you said?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm going to lay the 1 point, and I'm going to put $150 down on that. Make it $200. Let's splurge. It's New Year's Eve. Woohoo! Attaboy.
Yeah, I'm going to go New York Jets, lay the points 200 on this as well. I just think that Sauce Gardner's probably going to end up as Defensive Rookie of the Year. They've got Matt. Who's the tackle? Is it Williams? Is that
Quentin Williams?
Yeah, Quentin Williams.
Just been voted New York Jets Player of the Season by the players. Very good season from him. I can't see anything past the Jets here.
He's a lot of fun. I'll tell you what. When he got drafted, I'll never forget it, man. He sneezed at the podium while he was getting interviewed. He was nervous. He was younger, and he sneezed. Bless you. Thank you. He blessed himself and then thanked himself for blessing himself, and then look for the next question. It was funnier than shit.
All right, big game on the docket. The Minnesota Vikings are traveling to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Green Bay are favored by 3, and as Commanders fans, we really want we're rooting for Kirk Cousins, guys.
That's right.
And we need to have him pull a rabbit out of the hat. Green Bay Packers looks like a total different team than they did earlier on in this season.
Aaron Rodgers looks more healthy.
Yeah,
his thumb looks pretty good.
But listen, the Packers are favored by 3. But I'm taking the Vikings to win this game, guys. I think Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson are going to connect for at least 2 touchdowns. I think Cook's going to have a really, really good day on the ground. You got Christian Watson, a great rookie wide receiver that's really developed a connection with Aaron Rodgers. But he is questionable with a hip injury this week. And I think it's this week for the Vikings to win a big game.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. This is one of the real close ones for me, and I'm not sure. I mean, Matt LaFleur's unbeaten 14-0 in December. They haven't lost in December since he's been in charge. I would edge towards Minnesota here. I think, as you said, Justin Jefferson's just the best wide receiver in the NFL as a whole. They've got weapons all over. Cook's very, very good running back. You could argue he's top running back in the league. He has got fumbling problems. We know that, but he looks very, very good as well. I think they just about get it done. So, yeah, I'm going to back Minnesota in this one.
And it's going to be a squeaker?
It's going to be an absolute squeaker. This could be an overtime win again. They're used to doing that. Anything in a 1-score game, they're like 15-0 or something in 1-score games. So.
Yeah, I'm putting 50 for 100 for Minnesota to cover.
I'm not putting anything on this, but I am taking Minnesota because I think the Packers being favored by 3 in Minnesota's building when Minnesota is the 3rd seed in the NFC, the 2nd seed in the NFC, that's a smack in the face. All right. The Packers they're not even in the door yet. I get that they've been playing better. And I get that the Vikings have a tendency sometimes to play down, but they also have been able to play up. And I think that they get it done. And I think that if I am Kevin O'Connell, I'm not worried about Matt LaFleur over there. I think I know Matt LaFleur over there. It's about Aaron Rodgers as far as I'm concerned. And if I'm Kevin O'Connell, I use every bit of that, especially that line to motivate my team beyond what you would all – everybody says, oh, you really shouldn't need bulletin board material. And I say bullshit. This is an emotional game, man. If I'm Kevin O'Connell, right before they go out that door tomorrow, I say, remember, these motherfuckers are picked by everybody to beat you in your own house. Go out and show them why you are, and you've been fighting for that number 1 seed all season. And I think that they do.
Matchup as well, John, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It's huge.
They
have a chance to bury the Packers.
They've won the NFC North as well, so
right. If there's one thing every team in the NFC North likes to do, it's bury the fucking Packers from time immemorial.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have a chance to do it. I think that they're gonna get it done. Kirk Cousins, I like that, buddy. Show me. I like that.
Yeah.
So looking at that, then, John, if you look at our predictions there, if we win, we're saying we're in.
We are optimistic this week. Yes,
we are.
Well, it shapes up well for us. I mean, look, the Lions probably are going to win, I do. The Giants have a potential to lose, although I think they're going to win. The Vikings, I think, they're taking care of business. That's that.
Yeah, and listen, when it comes to the Giants, we don't need the Giants to lose.
No, I meant the Jets.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Okay. I skipped over a game.
Too much water.
The 49ers are going to Vegas to take on the Derek Carr-less Raiders.
They're making him sit in the car in the parking lot.
That's
he's like a 6-year-old not allowed to go in the store, sitting in the car.
Their coach should be fired right now, but before the game.
He should have been fired. Well, he gets fired everywhere he goes, or he doesn't show up like he did.
Josh McDaniels is the absolute worst coach in the history of the NFL.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I think I am. For telling Derek Carr to stay home, not to be a distraction, I think is the most low-class move that an NFL coach could ever make.
Absolutely. You got Jacobs basically just looking at the guy who asked him the question while he's taking an interview, just going, "What the fuck do you want me to do? What the hell am I supposed to do?"
Derek Carr is all class, whether you like him or not. He is the Las Vegas Raiders. At least this carnation of them. This is
picture down here. See him? There he is. Put an eye patch on him and put it. Well, you got to put some mascara on him because he doesn't.
But yeah, look. 49ers are favored by 10. 49ers are going to win by more than 10, especially with a backup quarterback in there. So I got the Niners plus the points, and I'm going to put 100 down on it.
I'm doing the same thing. I got them at 10.5 is what I see it, but I still think they're going to romp. They're going to crush this team.
They're at 10. I see it 10.
It came down today. All right, so that's fine. I'll take that. And as always, if I have an opportunity to talk about the Raiders logo, this is the kind of thing that if Keith was on the show right now, he'd be starting to yell at me that nobody knows who this is. But there was a big time movie star back in the day that did a lot of Westerns by the name of Randolph Scott, and that's whose face that is. So if you look up Randolph Scott in Google, I mean, if you ever watched old Western movies, he made about fucking 500 of them. But there he is with an eye patch, and they used him for the Raider logo.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to take the 49ers here. They were very good last week against us. They are, in my opinion, the best team in the NFC. I'm going to take them plus the points, and I'm going to.
I still got the Eagles as the best team of the.
On the day, I think they beat the Eagles.
I don't know about that. If they play, well, we'll put some money.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun to watch.
I think.
Jared Stitton starting at quarterback for the Raiders.
Yeah,
that's just
trash.
It's just
I mean, I suppose
trash. I'll tell you what. I often do impressions, and I've been working on one. All right, this is my impression. Hang on a second. Let me get some stuff ready here. All right, so let me try something. I'll make sure this is done right. This is my impression of Devontae Adams. I signed where for what?
Yeah.
Did you see him on
With
social
who?
media, though? He is seriously pissed off, though.
Yeah, he should
Yeah.
be.
The whole
He
entire
should be.
team is pissed off, man.
Yes.
You know,
I know.
they should have a walk. They should do a walkout or not walk out. You know, and not walk out to the field in protest
I mean,
for Derek Carr.
that would be crazy.
That would be big.
I mean,
That would be fun.
Mark Davis as well. I mean, when you got a haircut like that,
Oh,
you know
penis
what I mean?
head.
Dude, you know, he goes to the owner meetings and there's a tag hanging on his neck that says, "Hello, my name is Mark. If I get lost, please call my house."
Honestly, some villagers lost their idiot, haven't they? But there you
Good
go.
Lord.
All right, the Los Angeles Rams is the Battle of LA going
It
to.
is.
Well, they're not going anywhere. They're playing
the
in
Battle of
their
LA.
own stadium. And the Chargers. Chargers are favored by 7 points. This line is a little bit too big, but the Chargers are going to win this game. I'm going to stay away from the line. 42.5. I'm actually going to take the over in this, and I will put 50 on the over. I think Baker Mayfield has fit in well with this offense. It's a very familiar offense to him. But look, I mean, the Rams are still beat up. I mean, Higbee is questionable. No Aaron Donald. He's shut down for the year. Leonard Floyd is questionable. Brian Allen, their center, is out with a calf injury. And you don't have Derwin James for the Chargers, but I don't think that's going to matter.
They've been playing much better football lately,
Yeah.
I would say, and they should win this game. However, there is the Baker magic, the Baker Mayfield magic. I'm telling you, the dude is better than you think, and I'm starting to believe in what he's able to do. The fact that he's been able to step in there and pretty much play at the same level, probably better than what Stafford was playing earlier all season for the most part.
Yeah, it's just Stafford was hurt from the beginning.
Yeah, he had an elbow problem, but he's been playing pretty damn good football. And even though I don't think that's enough to save them, it's worth mentioning. Yeah. And so I did.
So you taking the Chargers here, John?
I am. I'm taking the Chargers. What's the line on that? Did you say it was 7?
7.
Yeah, that's too high. I'm not taking. What's the over under?
42.5.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over, and I'll put $100 down on the over. And I will also tell you that there was such a thing called the Battle of Los Angeles, and it happened during World War II, and that's when they thought that they saw Japanese planes over the city, and there really wasn't. It was a balloon. They all started shooting at it. So it was a weather balloon, meteorological balloon, but they all started shooting at it.
I'm going to take the Chargers here, and Austin Eckler's been playing fantastic the last couple of weeks. He's really, really good. So,
I've been screaming for Eckler to get more involved all year round, especially on this podcast. I'm like, just get Eckler involved. Y'all will be so much better for it, and then they have. All right, big game on Monday night: Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a pick 'em.
The who? The Cincinnati Bengals. So I guess the Bills and laying the points, right? You're thinking that they're shutting them out. The Cincinnati Bengals. Have you had breakfast today? Are you hungry? Is that what it is?
Yes, I am. I'm definitely hungry. Injury report for the Bills. Dawson Knox is questionable with a knee. Jordan Poyer is questionable with a knee. So is Matt Milano. And Boogie Basham Jr. is questionable with calf. Tywan Jones, questionable with hamstring, and Jordan Phillips is questionable with the shoulder. Sam Hubbard, defensive end for the Bengals, is questionable with a calf injury, and that pretty much does it for the injury report for the Bengals. Listen, this is a big game, guys. This right here, I think, is going to be a very foretelling game when it comes to the playoffs. These two teams could meet in the playoffs and the AFC Championship games. And as good as the Bengals are playing right now, I'm sticking to my guns that the Buffalo Bills is the best team in the NFL right now, and I'm going with the Bills. I'm not putting any money on it, but the Bengals are playing really, really good because they have a chance to win this game. Obviously, it's a pick 'em game, but
Three things. Number one, I do love how when I give some stupid fact, Scott just goes, "Well, here's what I think about that game," and moves right the fuck along. Thank you, Scott. I like that. Number 2, Boogie Basham is really only just his nickname. If you look on his birth certificate, it says Booger Basham. So make sure we clear that up. His mother is not going to have a problem. Scott's going to choke on his prime over there. And I'm taking the Bengals. All right, I'm taking the Bengals, and I'm going to accept that one.
Taking the Bagels? What?
I am taking the Bengals. I'm accepting that 1 point, and I'm taking them to win. I'm putting $150
It's a pick'em game.
down.
It's a pick'em game, this, John.
I'll tell you what, the line has done some fluctuating today because I looked at this last night. I made these graphics last night, and that's when I was looking at all the lines and making my picks and looking at my sheet over here. I've got it at 1. So I will take fine. I'll take it at pick'em, and I'm taking the Bengals, and I'm putting $150 down on it.
Oh, over at CBS, they have the Bengals as a 1.5 point dog. Over at DraftKings.
I saw him as a 1 point dog last night.
Yeah. But pick 'em. Let's see, MGM, pick 'em. Yeah, most places are pick 'em right now.
Okay. Well, right now is when we're putting down our bets. So
I'm gonna take Buffalo here. I think that I have no idea. Again, really tight game. I'd love to watch this. I'll watch the replay of this because it's I start work on the Tuesday, so stupid o'clock game for me. This one what is this?
Stupid o'clock.
It is stupid o'clock. It's 1 a.m. I'm not staying up till 1 a.m. to watch this. I'll watch it back in the 40 minutes. So thanks for that, Game Pass. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'll take Buffalo for the win here. Josh Allen will get it done to Diggs. I don't know.
I don't very often do impressions on this show, but I'm going to do a quick impression of Scott, who, while he works on the book, looks like this throughout the whole show while he's talking. So we need to either move you to the right some or whatever you're left over there, because you keep. That's all we can see is just your nose while you're talking about what you're talking about.
So yeah, I'm taking Buffalo.
All right then. Well, there we go.
There we go. All right. Game of the week is next. We got the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns and the Washington Commanders. This line has been all over the place. We got Commanders on the Bet US is favored by 1 over at CBS Sportsbook. It is 2. We have DraftKings is 2.5. The Washington's favored by. I think MGM I saw earlier was also 2.5. Over under is 40.5. I'm actually going to take the over in this, and I'm going to put 100 down on the over. Big game for the Commanders, guys. They got to win this game. Regardless. This is a must win. They've put themselves into a hole. And they have to dig themselves out of. Yes, they can clinch a playoff position with a win and some help. It's highly unlikely that that's going to happen, but you're telling me there's a chance. It's possible.
It's possible. I mean, it is possible. The Jets are a tough team. The Bears are capable. The Lions are capable of dropping a turd, and the Vikings should be pissed off.
Yeah. For the injury report on the Browns side, only Jadeveon Clowney is questionable with a concussion. But we got some injured players, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Cam Curl is questionable. Okay. He looks like he's going to play, though, from all accounts. James Smith-Williams, defensive end, is out with a concussion. Benjamin St. Juste,
come on, buddy,
is questionable with an ankle. He is unlikely to play. Shaquille Charles, who fucking cares? And Christian Holmes is questionable with an ankle. The big one on the offensive side of the ball is Antonio Gibson is out with a knee and ankle sprain. I don't think the loss of Gibson is going to affect this team that much. We got a good backup in Williams that is a workhorse, man. He's a pounder. He's just like Brian Robinson Jr. And I think the offense is, as long as we give Carson Wentz some time, I think the offense is going to be all right. It's the defense that I am worried about this week, fellas.
I think Williams has a bit of breakaway speed too. I don't know
Sure.
that he's got enough to go all the way, beyond the 50, but he's got some scat to him. I like that. I don't know what happens. I think we're gonna have to check Jesse's battery, because sometimes when he's in the middle of talking about something, he just decides to slow down. It makes a point. I think it's
adjusting my heart rate.
That's what it is. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We got to make sure you don't go to the hospital again this week. It's New Year's Eve.
True.
I don't know what you're doing tonight, but lay off the
Nothing.
chili peppers. Me neither.
Nothing.
You doing anything tonight, Scott?
No, not really. Staying up for the bells, and that'll be me, I think. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders, and I'm going to go ahead and lay the 1 point. Yeah, I'll lay the 1 point. I'll put $50 down on it, because I never bet on my team, and I might as well at least once this year. And I think if we can go in there and we can take the sex offender and we can keep him corralled, we should be all right. Jamin Davis, I said yesterday, got to have a big game. I want to be able to count on him to not only step up into the run game right there and make sure that Nick Chubb Nick Chubb. I got to make sure I keep my Chubb straight. Nick Chubb doesn't get loose, because that dude is definitely a home run threat. And you also got Kareem Hunt, which is a problem, and he's a good problem coming out of the backfield on a swing pass too, that you can catch. So they can present issues. I want to see a big game out of Chase Young. I want to see him take the sex offender and pound his head into the turf once or twice. And that goes for you too, Montez Sweat. I would like to see you take the sex offender and pound his head into the turf once or twice. And then when you're done with that, I want you to get down on the field and do that also with the sex offender that's on their team, because I'm talking about the one in our owner's box. Just go up there and beat the living shit out of that little prick. All right. So then come back down, and we got sex. Dude, we're going to lead the league in sex offenders in the stadium tomorrow. Did you know that? Woohoo! So there you go. That's my pick.
Yeah, I'm taking Washington for the win. We've got to win this. There's no other option.
Must win.
Must win
game. Must win.
Ron
game.
Rivera, show us what you got.
Exactly right. It's on the
Wentz.
coach. It's on the coach. It's on the Wentz. Wentz is the key here. As is the
he is the key on the offensive side of the ball. Carson Wentz is.
He is.
Listen, thank you, Taylor Heineke. You kept us afloat. We appreciate your service.
You got a lot of nice shoes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the key to this game is going to be Cam Curl. He is going to be the key to the game. I think Deshaun Watson has been getting better and better each and every game. This game right here,
rocket launcher.
He does. And this game right here is setting up perfect for him, because one, he's had some really bad weather games to start. This is going to you're going to be like 65 degrees. The weather has they were calling for some rain, but now that's changed. It should not be raining come kickoff time. It's perfect weather. So this defense has got to be on point to win this game. I strongly believe it, and I think they can do it. I think that we're going to stop the run. Stopping the pass is what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, can't let them get behind us, and they've got the ability to get behind us. Amari Cooper is still a stud wide receiver.
Yeah,
I think we're going to not bad either.
I do think we are going to score points in this game. As our podcast yesterday, I predicted a 31-17 win. I am sticking to my guns on that, but I don't have a good feeling if Cam Curl is out and St. Juice is out. If that becomes 31-17.
Didn't I say something like 23-20, 24-20?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's what concerns me the most. If both of those players are out, forget it. I would change my pick to the Browns if those players are out.
I don't think the rain would make much difference. I think the fields nowadays drain so well that unless it's like a really driving rain that the field can't handle or is going to affect the ball while it's in flight, I don't think it much matters. We went and watched them play Jacksonville, and it was sprinkling and raining all day. Not raining, but I mean it was moist and wet and nasty all damn day. I don't think it much make any difference. Occasionally, you'll get a game like we had against San Francisco a couple of years ago where it was so wet that the drainage system, they can't handle it. That's different. But when it's raining anymore, I don't really.
It's a monsoon.
I don't concern myself with it too much. I was watching. Somebody posted up a video of Chris Berman talking about it was Sports Center from way back in the day, right? And they did the Cowboys against the Redskins. It was like 1984. All right. Did you see that? Yeah. The thing that strikes me the most is when you look at Cowboys Stadium and that AstroTurf, you see the puddles, from where it rained. And man, and especially in Dallas, because they had that hole in the roof and it will only dry in that one spot.
Yeah.
That was terrible. But yeah, so just looking back on past history, since you guys don't yell at me about it.
Oh, well.
All right, well,
that's it.
I guess I'll play the outgoing music. If anybody wants to go ahead and give this podcast a thumbs up or give us a good.
Talking about the college.
If anybody. Oh yeah, we did want to talk about college football. So we do have the college football playoff coming up today. That's right. I'm glad that you reminded us. I'll tell you what, I like Michigan to crush Tulsa, and I like Ohio State to win over Georgia, simply because I want to see Ohio State Michigan again.
Me too. Me too. Bulldogs are favored by 4 points. The over-under is 62.5. And TCU is a 7.5 point dog. Yeah, I got Michigan running away with this game. I think this line is a little closer than it should be. I think Michigan should be favored by about 10. Yeah. To be honest with you. And I got the Buckeyes winning this game outright, man. And actually, I'll put 200 on the Buckeyes win and cover, and I will put I'll put another 200 on Michigan laying the points, laying 7.5.
I'm not betting on the Georgia game, but I will definitely bet $100 on Michigan. Yeah, I think actually when you get right down to it, Michigan, they're winning it. I think this is their year.
I have absolutely no idea about college football whatsoever, so I won't even get into it in any way, shape, or form.
He's like, aren't we going to talk about college football just so I can say I couldn't give a fuck?
It's true. I don't have a team. I've got no alma mater. I've got no dog in the fight. I couldn't give a shit, to be honest with you.
You know,
really couldn't care less.
It's no dog in the fight really for me either. It's just a matter of it's good football.
I know.
Yeah, and that's it.
But I will say, John, I think it's going to be Ohio State and Michigan in the national championship. But I think Ohio State's going to win.
I know, yeah. Michigan ran away with it last time in the fourth quarter, and Ohio State's probably still smarting from that. But I don't know what they can do to stop it. That's the thing, They all of a sudden Michigan in the fourth quarter was like, boom, 80-yard run, boom, 75-yard pass, boom. They just, I don't know what happened to the Ohio State defense. They just fell down, and nothing could happen.
Didn't Georgia win it last year?
Yeah, they did, but their entire defense got drafted. So.
That's true.
Yeah, my boss is at the Ohio State and Georgia game. He went to Ohio State. He's a huge Ohio State fan.
Right. See, I didn't go to Penn State, Scott. I just like Penn State because when I was a kid, I just was watching them and thought, wow, I like these guys, and that was my team. But the only place I got a piece of paper from is Johns Hopkins. I don't have a football team. But everybody goes, oh, you went to Johns Hopkins? And it's like, well, yeah. You'd never know it by looking at me. It wasn't anything special, I got to say.
Okay.
All right, folks, until Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Monday it is.
With a win. Left hand up.
Definitely. We need to have
doing that.
Every week we try and get you to do it, and you just will not do it.
Well, all right. Well, then, okay.
Let's celebrate the
hopefully
hogs. Let's celebrate the hogs with a win, eh?
Listen. Let me tell y'all something. I think it's so ridiculous that the offensive linemen hogs are suing the team. I think that's petty. It's dumb. It's lame, and lost a little respect for them.
I think they're doing it just to put more pressure on Snyder to sell, and that's why I made that tweet that I made, because I know Dan Snyder reads my tweets, and I'm that way.
Fact is they didn't trademark that shit. So,
well, I know. I just think that they're trying to put more pressure on him to get out of there. Simple as that. I think
so too. I think that's what it's about.
But we named that. Did we name that fucking thing Tutty?
I think so.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like taking the phrase of the week, the flavor of the week, and that's our name going forward forever. It's like if we had a mascot name gnarly to the max or something that was so fucking outdated 5 minutes after it came out, or who let the dogs out is our name.
I don't give a shit. Again, I'm not a mascot. Like, I don't care. But if you're 12 or you're 8, that's different. I get that, but it'll never be as bad as. It'll be never as bad as that weird like elephant thing that's at Indianapolis. I don't know what that is.
That is the strangest thing. And you're right. Keith was making comments about this all week, and he's right. This is for kids. It's not for us, and I couldn't care less. I just think that if you're going to name it, give it a name that can maybe last more than 10 minutes on freaking Instagram, because that's
Tutty,
all.
You know what a Tutty is, right?
I do know what it is,
touchdown.
and I know it. Right, but in next year, nobody's going to call it that. Gronkowski called it that a few times, and everybody went, "Oh, hey, wow, that's going to be the next." I know that horse. It's a colt. It's ridiculous. And then you have the one down in Jacksonville wearing a thong.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that one was for kids. But yeah, who cares? That's what I say.
Well,
we need a live mascot. Put a real actual hog on the sidelines and say you win or he is next week's pregame meal. Give some incentive to it. You can make the kids cry. But you lost. It means that Commander Pork Ribs is going to be your next dinner. Ah. All right, the music's about over. We're out of here. I'll see you later.
See you later.